Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Sports-A-Delic. And I got to tell you, this is so funny. We've had this show already. And yes, I forgot to hit record. Ain't that something? But guess what? The guests that I have here tonight, they're patient, with me. I just got a little too excited. I wanted to get into it and didn't hit record, but I have it recording now. We're going to discuss with you guys tonight about a topic that most people have trivialized and in recent to date has seemed to make this be something that only Jada Pickett Smith has, alopecia. And so what we want to do is become a awareness resource, for those individuals that are ignorant about the subject matter, and more importantly, to those that may be suffering in silence. And like I said, I have three warriors with me tonight, and they're going to educate all of us on what alopecia is, the different types of alopecia, and what we need to be aware of to be the best that we can be to our friends and our loved ones that may be suffering, with this particular condition. So welcome, ladies, to Sports-A-Delic. Thank you.
Thank you.
We have Miss Pearl, we have Miss Angie, and we have Miss Tracy. Thank you, guys. And certainly thank you for the patience. I appreciate it. But like I said, I got, ahead of myself there. Now, what I want each one of you all to do is tell the viewers, who you are and what your story is as it relates to alopecia, the type of alopecia that you have. And then we'll circle back and we will allow Angie to go into a little deeper detail about the different types of alopecia. Angie, your screen? Okay, something happened with your screen. We got you back. And so, Miss Pearl, why don't we start with you, ma'am?
Hi. Hello, everyone, and thank you for having us to talk about this condition called alopecia. Over 20 years ago, after having my fourth child, I noticed that my hair was thinning on the top and then the crown area. So after going to the third dermatologist, because I wanted to get a first, second, and third opinion, I went to the third dermatologist who said the same thing, you have alopecia. After he did the biopsy, he confirmed that I didn't indeed had alopecia. And of course, I was devastated because like most women, that is our crown and glory. But I had to decide on if I was going to have a pity party and say, woe is me, or help to raise four children. So I took that energy into raising my four children, and I dealt with my hair loss condition. Thank God I was able to braid and do hair at a young age. So I was able to cover that area up. Although I still had hair in other areas, I just didn't have it in the middle part. It was thinning in the crown. But I thank God that He gave me the strength because it was 20 years. It was a 20-year struggle until finally March of 2020. That voice woke me up that morning and say, "Hey, now it's time for you to cut your hair," because I was singing that same song for the last 5 years. January, May, each year I was singing that song that I was going to cut my hair. But that day, I knew it was time because I was not going to argue. Because when God say we listen, and I
Right.
listened. I said, yes, I hear you. I'm going to go ahead and cut my hair because I know you're not going to lead me in a path that you don't want me to go down. And
Amen to that.
God chose his warriors. And three of us are here now talking about this condition because he selected us. We didn't select this condition. He selected us because he knew that we were strong enough to handle it. And so we are here to be that support system for every man, woman, and child who is going through this, who is struggling through this condition. We won't call it a disease because it's not a disease, but it is a condition.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you for that. Miss Tracy, would you share with us, please?
Hi, my name is Tracy, and my mother had alopecia. I never saw her hair. I ended up at 26 having alopecia, not really
Mm.
knowing what it was, but it was more like a male pattern baldness where my hair was bald on the top, but I had hair around the circumference of my head. So I would wear braids, anything I could do to cover it up. Um, it was a struggle, so I would pretty much ignore it. I mean, I wore wigs all the time. I just kept my hair covered. But when my daughter was diagnosed with cancer and had radiation treatment, her hair fell out. So I decided to literally cut my hair bald. I already had alopecia, but in support of my daughter, I went on and just totally cut my hair bald. And I was able to be free. And I'm so
Mm.
grateful. I think it just gave me the strength I needed at the moment. Because if it wasn't for her, rest her soul, would not have been able to do it. And I know I would have still been struggling wearing wigs and covering up because I was ashamed. So that's
Yeah.
what.
And certainly condolences in reference to, your child. Um, my senior year in college, lost my younger brother, one of my younger brothers, to
Oh,
juvenile leukemia.
wow.
Because cancer is just dirty, nasty, ugly. So I can certainly empathize with that particular walk in that journey. Um, so, like I said, condolences. I know you don't get over, you live with. So I understand that. Miss Angie,
Yes.
I'm calling you Encyclopedia Angie. Would you share with us, because Angie's also going to share with us the different types, along with the type that she has. She's going to give us the breakdown. So go ahead, Miss Angie.
Okay. I would just start off with telling you what alopecia iota is. Alopecia iota is it'll start as a bald spot. You may see a patch on your body, a patch on your beard. Um, that normally can be cured with a steroid shot, and
Mhm.
that one is most normal in children.
Okay.
So, and as it gets aggressive, it can turn into alopecia totalis. Alopecia totalis is you only lose your hair on the top. You still have everything else, like your eyebrows, eyelashes, and everything, but you just lose your hair. So, my condition is alopecia universalis, which is total body hair loss. I don't have to shave my head or anything. I don't have any eyebrows, any eyelashes, or any body hair at all.
Well,
You
you can
have
say
the
it. You can say it. Pubic hairs, like that's
oh
part
yeah.
of the
I
application. It,
mean,
it just
I would
is.
right. I would just say alopecia has perks because I no longer have to
Right.
get waxed. I no longer have to shave. I don't have to do anything. So I always say my form of alopecia has perks.
That's similar to friends with benefits. Okay, alopecia
Right,
with
right,
with perks. Got it. Okay.
right. And then you have some of the alopecias are also like they have two names, but they mean the same thing. So like with Tracy has the andro it's also called patamel baldness and also androgenetic. It's just that you lose the top of your crown. You have everything around your head, but you just lose the crown. Then you have the scarring alopecia, in which when you braid your hair really tight, it kills the follicles underneath the skin. So when you start seeing those pus bumps on the top of your head from getting your hair braided, I used to wear braids and I used to see it, not knowing that later on in life, I would be bald. And then
Mm.
today I just learned about a new alopecia. Well, I don't think it's new, but it's just a new name. It's called opalsaceous alopecia, and it's from when your hair starts to fall out from the back. So if you ever see someone who has hair on the top, but the whole back of their hair is gone, that's
Mhm.
that kind of alopecia. And alopecia can normally be treated with corticosteroid shots. Some have steroid creams you could rub on. When I knew that I had alopecia universalis, I decided not to take anything. Um, and I also watched my mom before I even knew what alopecia was. I
Mm.
watched her full head of hair, which she has been struggling since a child, and she took the steroid shots. And as I got older, I just watched her hair fall out.
Mm,
And I kind of knew when I started getting it that I was like, not me. No,
mm.
this can't be happening to me. Um, I felt unattractive. I felt ugly. Um, but then it was that voice inside of me that said, God said, you're fearfully and wonderfully made. He said that you're more than a conqueror. So I just decided I wasn't going to let alopecia make me hide in fear, have me bound. So one day I said, I'm going to take off my wig. And I went outside. I cringed in the beginning because it was like, oh my God, what are they going to think? What are they going to say? But it was empowering because I was like, I'm free. I didn't totally deal with the emotional side, but I knew that I wasn't going to put a wig on and I was no longer going to hide. And
Hmm.
and I just want to continue to empower people who are struggling with this. It's not over.
Thank you. Right. Thank you. And viewers, you see Encyclopedia Angie. I told you. And let me say, just as a African American woman, I love, 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 love to see any woman, but especially African American women, fight to be, survivors and warriors, versus, I'm just going to sit over here in the corner and be a victim, or I'm going to sit over here in the corner and have the pity party. Now, I want to go a step deeper when it comes to the interpersonal relationships. 26 years old, prime of your life. Now, Pearl, with 4 kids, it might enhance your love life, but I'm sure there was some things that went on at the interpersonal level. Some of it might have just been kind of your mind playing tricks on you. Some of it may very well have been real. Do you all care to share what that was like moving forward with the alopecia?
I think for me at the time I was married, so my ex-husband was always supportive. Even when I was diagnosed, he was like, go ahead and shave it off, embrace your baldness. You're gonna be beautiful regardless. So
Mm,
he was always supportive of me shaving my head. He was always supportive of the alopecia, and it was always whatever you choose. And even though I was divorced at the time that I decided to shave my head, my children were very supportive. They were like, Mom, whatever you choose to do, because they knew what I was dealing with for many years.
right,
And so when I decided to embrace my baldness, they was like, Mom, you even more beautiful. And look at that strength and that courage. And that just has given them the strength and the courage. They feel that they can conquer anything because they
right,
see that what I have gone through throughout my many years here on earth. And they see it's like, Mom, you just take it and go with it. You don't let it conquer you or take control of your life. You continue to live. And that's what I was doing. It actually had taken control of me and stopped me from living until I decided to take control of it and
hmm,
embrace my life and continue to live.
And I
okay,
take it back off of that. Um, like you said, you had to embrace yourself because I'm married as well, and I was very I did not want him to see my hair. I'd go in my bathroom and I would put the uh do a 27-piece wig, So I would always keep my hair covered. I'd wear a wig to bed, a scarf to bed, bobby pins, all kinds. I was like, I do not want you to see my hair. But when I finally embraced it, all he could say, it's about time. He was just wonderful. It's this crazy woman covering up her head. I know you bald, but I just couldn't do it. I mean, it's a really, really difficult task at the very beginning. And that's why we are here to support a lot of these women, children, and men of what they go through, because it's not an easy journey.
Yeah, well, and that's what was going through my mind is, you're married. This is the one person that you can totally be yourself with, and still in the face of something like this, still struggling with what he already know to be true. And that just goes into the psyche. And I've not ever allowed someone to define me or my beauty. It has to be how I'm viewing myself. And so I understand that piece of it that you were talking about, because it wasn't about him. It was about how you were feeling and viewing yourself, and so, and then he gave you that space to do it on your accord, but he could still just be in the back saying, finally, about time.
Yeah.
Yeah. But he probably wanted to see you released from all of that, so, Angie, you care to share?
Well, they had great people. The man that I was dating, he wasn't ready. You know, oh, he sort of made me feel like I wasn't attractive with hair. So to make him happy, I would get a wig made just to be around him. And then when I freed myself, one day I just said, you know what? If you don't like me like this, then that's your problem. Because when I go out, I'm not going to wear eyebrows. I'm not going to wear a wig. And if you don't want to go out with me like that, then that's fine. But ultimately, the relationship ended. But he did make me feel like, added on to my own insecurities and my own self esteem issues. He made me feel like I wasn't pretty without hair.
Right.
So I had to say my hair is because people define you as being beautiful with hair. I define myself of being beautiful without it.
Right. And like I said, an amen to that. Um, how we got here. I was just flipping through Facebook because I'm not on there often, and there was this banter going back and forth, and Pearl was going in. She was holding her own amongst the folks, and I said, you know what? There's a different energy here. There's something else going on here. I gathered before. She didn't immediately state that I have alopecia, but I could read through that because I could feel like it's the undertone of the energy. And she said, it needs to be a broader discussion. And I have a platform here at Sports-A-Delic. I do public service announcements for a reason, for things like this. And I sent her a friend's request. She immediately, accepted it, and we started, talking. And I said, you know what, Pearl, but I want to go all the way. I want to go all the way with it. There needs to be awareness, education. We got Susan G. Komen. We got Red Cross. We got all of this stuff out here that if you say the name, people know the association and know what it's about. Whereas, and I'm not saying that in this space of alopecia that there's not a foundational organization doing the work. I'm just saying we're going to join in. We're going to join in, and we're going to do the work at a level where people are going to understand what it is. And more importantly, we want to pull those that are suffering, in silence. You know, we want to pull them out and show them that being bald is beautiful, and hence is how we came up with the name of the foundation. And I love it, the bald and beautiful alopecia foundation. And so each one of you all just tell the viewers, why is it important that we do this? Why is it important that we do this? And what are we going to do?
We are here to empower you, to lift you up, to encourage you, to hold your hand even if we have to, so that you don't feel like you're by yourself and alone. Because we know the journey. We know what it's like. We know what it feels like. And we want to be here wherever you are. We don't know where you are on your journey, but we're here to guide you to be free. You know, this freedom is a beautiful thing. I'm not saying don't wear a wig if you want to, because I still got a couple of them. But all I'm saying is when you are free and and not suffering in silence, if you will, it's a beautiful thing. You have a choice at this point. You can do one or the other, but it's just a wonderful thing. And we're just here. We're here for you. We're definitely here for you.
Thank you for that. Ladies?
The conversation on the Facebook page was someone mentioned something about the fact that Jada Pickett had money. Well, money has nothing to do with alopecia because alopecia doesn't discriminate. It doesn't care what color you are, if you're male, female, or child, how much money you have. Alopecia is alopecia. And it's not just hair because until you deal with this condition or a loved one, you will never understand the fact that it's not just hair. You know, that was hair to someone. It may
Right.
not be to you, but we have to take in consideration that a condition is a condition regardless of what it is, and it will affect you. None of us condone violence, but the situation that happened between Chris Rock and Will Smith, it needed to happen because it opened up this conversation. This is the reason why we're all talking today. This is the reason why a foundation is in the making because of Will Smith and Chris Rock. So I truly uh, contribute this foundation to them. You know, they have no idea how they played a part in this, but it was a
Right.
conversation that needed to happen. And people now they may not understand alopecia, but they know the word. They've heard
Right.
it before.
Right.
They never heard the word. They didn't even know Jada
Right.
had alopecia or that it exists. So we are
Right.
here to bring awareness to
Okay.
and what it is. And we want women to know that, you know, alopecia does not define who you are as a person. You do. And if you're in a relationship and that man does not want to support you, then leave him. You know, you don't stay in a situation where someone doesn't love you because you have to first love yourself before anyone can love you. But don't let anyone make you feel like you're worthless, that you're not important, or you can't be loved because you don't have hair.
Well, chances are, if he leaves, he wanted to go. That was just became the excuse. It's
Exactly.
real easy to love and care and support and be all la 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 when those chips are up. But can you be all that for me when they're down?
That's right.
And unfortunately, we don't want to be down to find it out. But maybe we do because now you can, just cocoon yourself, do what you need to do, and then bust out and become, the butterfly.
And a lot
You
of
wanted
women,
to add, go ahead.
I was about to say, a lot of women are dealing with the issue that Angie went through in her relationship. Because
Mhm.
of that reason, a lot of them do not want to embrace their baldness because someone has made them feel that way.
Right. Angie, why is it important that we do this?
It's important to me and it's important to all of us because I know what alopecia took me through in the beginning and how it made me feel. And once I became free, freedom looks good on you. Freedom looks amazing. So every woman that comes in my inbox after I do a live on Facebook or do a live on TikTok, every woman that comes to us and asks us, I need that strength. I
Mm.
need that push. We want to be that for them. Even if you're ready to cut your hair off and you live in another state, video call me and I'm going to sit there with you and empower you while you're going through it. And that's
Right.
why this is so important to me. because so many people have been put down. You're not pretty unless you have hair. There's a song out called Bald Head, and I love it. It sounds crazy, but it's true because it says, "Are you telling me a woman is not beautiful because she doesn't have long hair?"
Right.
And you can see all three of us. You can see our complete features. We have nothing covering it up,
Right.
and we look amazing.
Right. And like I told you all, I'm all for all women, uh, but I really love to see, my sisters saying, "Hey, I'm gonna take the bull by the horn," because we got enough people out there that want to just stand off on the side and, and be victims. Um, I wanted to ask this question, Pearl. What are we going to be doing? Tell the world.
We're in the process of creating Bald and Beautiful Alopecia Foundation. So we are going to get the word out there. We're not only just going to get the word out there, have events. We're going to also offer scholarships to the young children that wants to go to college and pursue a career in whatever education they choose. We plan to I don't want to downplay any other condition, but this is alopecia is going to be a household name, and that is our goal. But we
Yes.
want to be there to support women that are going through this, to let them know that you're not alone. We are here. We are, like Angie and Tracy say, to hold your hand, to guide you, to uplift you. But we can't do it without you. You have to play your part in this as well. We're here, but it's not going to do anything for you if you don't find that strength to want to do it yourself, because you have to first love yourself, with or without hair. Either way, we're here for you.
Right.
And I just
And I
want
want, go ahead, Miss Tracy.
kids are cruel, and some children have the same condition that we have.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I think
yeah,
Andy
that's true.
told me that a little girl committed suicide because of alopecia, and the kids were picking on her and making her feel horrible. So it is something that needs to be discussed. So
Yeah,
we can change the narrative of what alopecia is and um, what it looks like in kids, women, men, children, whatever. You know, people need to really understand that. I don't know what that little girl felt, but well, I do know what that little girl felt. Very uncomfortable when I was out there trying to, be free. Or, I mean, no, I'm sorry, I'm babbling, but it just,
well, no, you're saying, man, I was quote unquote a grown woman trying to deal with this. It had to be impossible and overwhelming for a child.
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So, um, Miss
And Rena,
Pearl, yes,
yes,
ma'am.
that's what I've heard also. It was like, it's unfortunate for that child, but we're talking about a grown woman. It doesn't matter if Jada's grown or a child or whatever. It affects a person regardless. It does
Yes.
not matter. And then I was told that, it's not life threatening. It's not life threatening physically, but it is mentally. Just like that 12-year-old
Yes.
who committed suicide. So yes, it is mentally, it is life threatening.
Well, yes, because it turns
Yes, it is.
into depression, uh,
Mhm.
not eating right, diabetes,
Mhm.
it spirals, and next thing you know, there's a stroke, a heart attack, and it all started, right where we're talking about here. Um,
That stress,
I,
that added stress.
yeah, much added and cruelty, stress. Um, if I want to get involved in the grassroots, if I want to partake in some of these discussions, because Pearl didn't want to tell the world, but I'm going to tell the world. We are barreling full steam ahead towards September, which is National Alopecia Awareness Month. We're going to have our first annual 5K Alopecia Walk. And we want everyone, to participate. We're going to have some T-shirts. We're going to walk, walk for everybody that's suffering in silence. We're going to walk for those that are warriors that are out here in these streets telling folks, hey, let me help you. But more importantly, if you want to join what we're doing here, because we're going to be coming at you, once a week. What we want to do is continue to bring new, fresh information on a weekly basis. I think that's the type of frequency that needs to happen. This is not, we do a webcam and, nobody hears from us. We're coming at you. It's just that important, to me. Someone says, well, Rima, why do you want to do this? You don't have alopecia. And I said, well, um, I I always feel like I do. See, when you genuinely care as a human, just as a humanitarian, uh, and you come into contact with people that have suffered or suffering, you carry that with you. You carry it with you. If you care, you carry it with you. And so, I'm riding the train, all the way. I was the person in school. Um, I didn't know why she was bald. I just knew you're not going to be picking with her in front of me. That's all I knew. And we became really good friends. And then that's when I found out that was my first experience hearing alopecia, and to you all's point, my background as a counselor, uh, moving someone to understand that you have a condition, it's not a handicap, that may take years and years of therapy. But internally, you have to want to overcome. You have to want to overachieve. Now, Pearl, let me ask you this question because I want to put something in perspective for the viewers. How long have you been living with alopecia?
Over 20 years, since 2000.
Okay. Angie?
For about 5 years.
Okay.
My
Miss
hair fell
Tracy?
out when I was 48.
Okay. Miss Tracy?
Since I was 26.
Okay. So roughly 15, 20 years?
I'm 51 now, so yeah, it's been a lot. So,
So this is what I'm looking at. Now, we have three ladies here. Three ladies with almost 50 years of experience to help those that are suffering in silence. And that's what I want the viewers to know. We're going to put up our email address. If you want to get involved, if you have questions, if you need a buddy to help walk you through, someone to just talk to, whatever it may be, please look at the ticker, and that's going to be BBAF 2020 at gmail.com. We guarantee you that you will receive a response from someone on the team. You know, give us 24 hours, to get back to you, but we're going to get back to you. If you want to webcam and share your story as inspiration, whatever, hit that email address because we're going to be here, for you. Like I said, I'm excited about some of the upcoming. I spoke to a young lady out of Macon, and she was diagnosed with alopecia. She was a hairdresser. And once she started to tell her story, she realized, man, there's a lot of women. And she literally moved her hairdresser into her house because women wanted privacy when they come to the hair salon because some of them were not ready to fully cut their hair off. They don't want anybody to really know. And so she only did clients with alopecia. And she said that opened her eyes because it was so many people. She said it was just so many people. And so they still have, like, their club, as she said, she wants to be, involved, because there hadn't been one single person, male or female, that I've mentioned this to. There's like, how do I get involved? What I got to do? Because it still could happen to anybody. See, that's the thing. That's the thing. You have to be careful when you're running your mouth and saying, crap to people and about people. It could be you.
Mhm.
It could be you. And again, uh, I can only imagine. I can only imagine. Now, I will tell you this, Angie. I'm with you all the way because one of the things that drive me crazy is having to shave my armpits and stuff. So I and that's another thing. Laughter is so important too. You
Oh
know,
yeah.
God bless you for getting to that point, where you can, hey, it's alopecia with perks. Like I don't miss having to
That's
do
what
that.
it is.
And then hair, we all know for the most part, can be, carry a lot of dirt and stuff. So yes, I could see where you're like,
Mhm.
I'm okay with some of this, type thing. But the education is the different types and the causes because there's also medications. You have these different side effects that that can happen as well. And we don't want to come down on the hair industry, but part of the education is to understand when you're doing all of this tight stuff, because see, there is a level of prevention to this, is what I learned. Some of this can be prevented, and so think twice because you can still get the beautiful braids if that's what you want to do, but maybe not go so tight, and maybe not be using so many chemicals and glue, because once that follicle is damaged, it's damaged. you know
Yes.
and again, it's not to come down on the industry. Education, prevention, awareness. We give the information. It's going to ultimately be up to those individuals in terms of what they do with it. We just want to make sure that we spot on with the information that we give. We don't have to worry about that. We got Angie. She's going to be spot on. So, we're cool with that. Now, before we get out of here, um, I want to ask each one of you all this question. Okay. Um, and if you need to think about it, you just need to say, give me 1 second, go to Tracy or come back to me or whatever. Okay. All right. Fair enough.
Fair
Yeah.
enough.
If being where you are now with your condition, if if all of your hair grew back tomorrow, what? Fill that in. If all my hair grew back tomorrow, because it seemed like there's sometimes so many blessings that come out. Like, you know what? Here I am, but you know what? I wouldn't change it for the world now. If all of my hair, Tracy, grew back, overnight, what?
I would cut it all back off. Listen,
Okay.
I, I'm trying to curl my hair. I'm cutting.
Mhm.
I love this. I am
Mhm.
in love with myself.
Okay, good. Okay. Pearl?
I thought about if they came up with a product that would cause our hair to grow back, I would want to take part in it because for the last 2 years, I have embraced my baldness. I love to work out. I like the fact of feeling that water on top of my bald head and not having to do my hair. It's just a simple task. I'd shave and go. I love it. It's less work. It's less work. So if I had an opportunity to grow hair back, I would shave it. I'm like Tracy. I would shave it because I've gotten used to it now. That was a job. Even having hair now, I look back on it. I'm like, that was really a job.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
I
yeah.
enjoy my baldness.
Okay, Angie.
I don't want it either. I love this ball life.
Well,
I
you got
love
it. You got it going on. You got all the extra stuff. You got the
That's right.
perks
The
and the
perk.
benefits.
Yeah, I have the perks. I don't have to. I'm just to get up and go. I could take a shower, put a little oil on my head to keep it shining, and I can go. I love it. I don't have to worry about a comb, a brush, grease, nothing. I can just So they can have hair. I'm good.
Well,
I
here's
mean,
the
I think
thing.
the only thing I would want, let me have a little eyelashes or something, a little eyelashes, a little eyebrows.
Okay,
But if not, I'm still good.
fair enough. The reason why I asked that question is in just talking with you guys here. Um, I just got a sense that you all were going to tell me that. I said I just don't see them wanting to go back.
Oh
I
no.
really don't. And that's the beauty because people have the ability to heal other people through their testimony, right? And I'm sitting here saying the people that watch this, the people that watch this webcam, uh, I want them to want to get to where you guys are, you know, to know that it's possible that I can just kind of come on out with it. And there's people here to help me with it. But I knew that you guys were going to tell me that. I did. I
And
really
believe it
did.
or not, a lot of people are probably saying they're just saying that because if they could grow their hair back, they would. No, we're not just saying that. I
So,
personally have more confidence now without hair than I did with hair. So
right.
we're not just saying that just to be saying it. I love
Well,
me baldness.
and then I think we all know Mother Nature and this thing called menopause and premenopause.
Woo.
So um,
A wig right now? Oh no, I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it.
I'm well. Let me just go ahead and tell you, I'm suffering in silence.
Oh,
Okay, because I have a lot of hair and it's thick, and I'm 50, and it's like which so
Yeah,
and it's funny because life sometimes will give us lemons, and it's up to us to make the lemonade.
right.
And
right.
I'm
I like to,
happy.
I love swimming, so I like to swim and get wet, and I don't want to to do my hair.
Exactly. You don't have to
Well,
worry about hair anymore
Yeah.
to
Right.
enjoy life.
so it's fair to say that you ladies are okay now living without hair and enjoying life.
Yeah.
We have fun all the time.
Well, let me ask you, now, Tracy, is it possible for you to live without those earrings? Because I really feel like I gotta have them. I really do.
I love these earrings. I got them at the cultivating ground, Shamba, on Washington in Atlanta, East Point. Uh,
Okay, I'm gonna have to get with you because, like I said, I like those.
thank you.
I really do. So now, what we will do is, like I said, we'll have a different topic as it relates to alopecia every week. So you guys make sure that you tune in. If you have any questions or comments, as you can see, we have our email address there. That's bbaf2020 at gmail.com.
22.
Excuse me, 2022. Show you where my mind is. 2022 at gmail.com. And ladies, thank you guys. I look forward to sitting down with y'all each and every week. I will be getting out, all of our homework and our topic and how we need to prepare to be ready for our viewers. And thank you again so much. And I'm so grateful and thankful that you guys are, warriors and comfortable enough to come on my particular platform and, tell your story. I appreciate that as well. And I'm just glad to be part of the team.
Well,
Yes.
thank you. Thank you for
And we want to
inviting me.
thank you also.
No problem. Because like I said, I'm down for the cause, because we can always be here, and then you can also make a statement while you're here.
Right.
And so we're gonna. I don't know about any other alopecia foundation. I just know that, like you said, Pearl, we're kicking the door down.
Taking it down.
And if you want to get on the train at the grassroots level, get at us. You see the information. They are the bald, they're the beautiful, and they wouldn't change a thing. Amen.
Amen. Alopecia warriors.
That's
Alopecia
it.
warriors. Yes, ma'am.
Alopecia ambassadors.
Yes.
Okay, okay, okay. All right, okay. Again, thank you guys. Look forward to next week. Thank you, Sports-A-Delic, for you guys tuning in. And welcome as always to my new subscribers. And we will see you guys next week with some more
Sweet.
juicy educational information.
Yes.
Good night, ladies.
Good
Good
night.
night.
Bye bye.
Bye.